study mechanical engineering in Germany for bachelors. If you mixed the dates and you registered for mechanical engineering for masters, it's tomorrow. The one for bachelors is today. So all 4 presentations are exclusively for bachelor students, just to remind you once again. Here are our guests. I will be presenting all of them individually in a minute. But before that, I want to mention who is organizing this webinar. This is My German University, a database where you can find partially or fully English taught study programs. Now you can even find fully German taught study programs as well. The study finder that you see here is only a demo version. You will see much more filters and options to find programs on our page when you go to study finder, and have much more options to filter programs according to different criteria. You're also very welcome to check out our articles. As a novelty, we can proudly say that the articles are translated into multiple languages, especially the ones about scholarship, visa, and others. So feel free to check them out and maybe read in your native language as well. And of course, our webinars, we have them to stay connected. We organize 2 groups of webinars. We have general and subject webinars. In general webinars, my colleagues Marie and Oliver are happy to present broader topics like Uni Assist, scholarship, visa, studying in Germany. And there we also have this part of interaction of 30 minutes when they are answering your questions live about broader topics. And then we have subject webinars as the one you're attending today, where luckily we have guest speakers from German universities presenting their programs. So we are always very thankful for their time and availability to join the webinar. This is our team. The picture is now old because from February we have much more team members. So for the next webinar, I will update it and you will see more faces from our team, which is nice to have. And of course, the internationality still stays here as we come from different countries, but have the experience of living and studying in Germany, and happy to share this with you. All right, without further ado, I would like to give the virtual mic to Christa Hellert to present the first program in Bachelor's in Sustainable Engineering in Products and Processes from Technische Universität Braunschweig. For all programs, you will always see a short look into the program and also, of course, the location, but I will not stay there long because you have the whole presentation about it, and yeah, you should be focused there.
All right, thank you, Nino. I think that is my keyword to start. Okay, all right. Well, thanks for the kind introduction, and thank you everyone for joining us today and joining me for this presentation on sustainable engineering of products and processes at the Technische Universität, or Technical University in Braunschweig. I hope you can all see my screen in a minute. Okay, yeah? Thank you. Okay,
yes,
thumbs up. Okay, thank you. Yeah, welcome and thanks again for joining me today. My name is Christa and I'm one of the course coordinators for this program and for the Faculty of Mechanical Engineering at the Technical University of Braunschweig. The United Nations gave out 17 Sustainable Development Goals. You might have seen them already someplace in 2015, and they kind of sum up many of the challenges that we face today, such as climate change or inequalities within countries or in between countries, or such as limited resources and resources that we cannot use up, and what happens afterwards. So there are many challenges to tackle, and there are many ways to do so. And we, as Faculty of Mechanical Engineering, created a study program, a bachelor program, a few years back called Sustainable Engineering of Products and Processes, where we took the mechanical engineering and added sustainability to it as another factor. So if you are someone who loves problem solving, who is interested in technology, who likes to find out how things work out, who loves to build new things, make new things, and basically have this desire for innovation to solve problems using physics, using math, using IT, then this study program, this bachelor's program might be for you, because we believe that engineering can be part of the solution if we opt for global solutions, if we go with systems, products, processes that are sustainable and not only look at environmental sustainability, but also economic and social sustainability. So this whole holistic approach is something that we believe will help get a bit closer to reach those goals. So let's have a look at them. For example, number 7, affordable, clean energy. So if you're someone who's interested in finding out about energy systems, about how to improve energy efficiency, how to store energy, all about renewable energy resources, then within this program, you can specialize in sustainable energy and process engineering. If you're more interested in sustainable transport, so look at goal number 7, and you're interested in finding out about sustainable mobility concepts and are into automotive engineering or aerospace engineering, then you might want to specialize in sustainable mobility. And if you'd rather look at how products are made and how to do so sustainably, then we look at a life cycle oriented approach. So that means we do not only look at the product when it's used, but also how is it produced, what kind of resources do we use, and what happens with it afterwards. Can we recycle it? How can we reuse it? Things like that. And overall, we look at a holistic approach to product development and engineering design. And that means you could specialize in sustainable production. Obviously, all these goals kind of work together. So we also take climate action. We have new approaches. We build new infrastructure, and as always, as a university, we reach out to all research institutions in the area and abroad to reach those goals. So how to get there? Obviously, you're not going to start building a new airplane or in sustainable aviation. So you first need a solid foundation in mechanical engineering. So that's what's going to happen in this bachelor's program. You get a solid education in mechanical engineering, and then you emphasize on the aspect of sustainability. So you put it all together, and we wanted to make this an international bachelor's program that is bilingual, meaning in English and in German. I just talked about 3 possible specializations, and you decide on those in your second year. So first you start with the basics. We'll look at that in a second. And then you decide what you want to do afterwards. So are you interested in aviation? Are you interested in automotive engineering, production, energy, and all of that you can decide in your second year. The foundation modules are available in German and English. So you decide in which language you feel more comfortable or what you also would like to try out. This is what the structure of the program looks like. So the light green box, the compulsory modules at the bottom, are the same for everyone. So you get fundamentals in math and IT, engineering applications, fundamentals of engineering, and in sustainability. So things such as mathematics for engineers. You learn how to program in Python. You learn about thermodynamics, about engineering mechanics. You learn about engineering design, so the foundations of that. And sustainability, you learn about energy systems. For example, you learn about life cycle analysis and environmental and social sustainability in engineering. So that's all part of your foundation modules. Then you pick one specialization. I already talked about that. So you decide mobility, energy and process engineering, or production. So either of those. You take one integrated module that can be language classes. So if you still need to take German classes or would like to, you can take that there, or any other class outside the curriculum to get to know other topics as well. For some practical experience, there's an internship of 10 weeks. And in the end, you complete your program with a bachelor thesis and with the presentation of it. And overall, you then gain a Bachelor of Science with 180 credit points, which is standard here, in 6 semesters. We always start in the winter semester, that is October. There are German language classes available. We'll talk about language requirements at the end. And then there's also quite a few mentoring programs in place to support international students, as well as new German students who start studying at our university. So where are you going to study all of that? Where is the Technische Universität Braunschweig? Well, first of all, you'll see in a minute that we're in the north of Germany, and we are one of the leading 9 technical universities in Germany, so the so-called TU9 universities. Within the region, we are very well connected with lots of research institutions. You see a few named here, for example, the PTB, that's the National Center of Metrology, that sits right here. We also have the atomic clock here in Braunschweig that kind of makes time, so to speak. We do have the Center for Infectious Diseases, Helmholtz Center here, and also very prominent, especially since we also have aviation and aerospace engineering here, the German Aerospace Center. That's in the north of the city, and that's very unique to our university, for a German university, I would say, that we have the research airport right here, and we can also use it. So it's right where the Aerospace Center is, and also where our institutes are that work there directly. We are one of the most active research regions in Europe. There's lots of research going on here, and within Europe, we are the region with the second highest level of spending on research. So there are a lot of things going on here, also in the industry, which makes it easy for our students also to find internship programs that they can join. The university itself is a pretty old one with a long-standing tradition. We were founded in 1745. At the moment, we have about 15,000 to 16,000 students with around about 20% international students. You might find interesting that there are 6 faculties. We are one of the largest, the Faculty of Mechanical Engineering, that offers this particular program, Sustainable Engineering, and 2 clusters of excellence, which is a big deal in Germany, I guess, for German universities, and one of them with the latest research on sustainable aviation. And our professors who also teach in our program work there as well. So the latest research kind of also shows up in the teaching then, I guess. Yeah, I already said 21% of international students, and because we have quite a few international students, we do have a very prominent international student support that helps you when you start your studies with a welcome program, buddy program, lots of services to get you started and to answer all your questions in a new country, new city, new university. But also throughout your studies, there are lots of events to socialize and to connect in between with international and German students and to discover the area. So there are quite a few excursions, not only in Braunschweig, but also in the region. And also connecting using, I already mentioned the mentoring program. So we have, for example, Into, we have lots of language classes and lots of programs to get you started in your first semester, but also later semesters. And then as for all other students, we have the language center, so you can learn lots of new languages, not just German, but also others. We have a sports center, we have lots of clubs and initiatives, so whatever you're interested in, you might, or you hopefully find it here. We have a green office, we have quite a few counseling services, and that is all open to you as a student of our university. If for some reason you wouldn't find it on campus, here we go. You might find it in the city because we are a very lively city as well. So just to give you a short idea of where Braunschweig is and what it looks like. You find us in the north of Germany, kind of in the middle. We have Frankfurt right here, a 3-hour train right away, main international airport. We have Hanover close by. Berlin is a day trip away, so 1.5 to 2 hours. You might know Bremen and Hamburg as well. So they are all reachable by train. If we zoom in a bit further, you see Braunschweig again here in the middle. The Harz Mountains are to the south, again a day trip away if you like hiking, or if you like cross-country skiing, you can do that here. And then Wolfsburg you might know because of Volkswagen. It's the headquarters of Volkswagen right there. And zoom in again a bit further, you see the city center surrounded by some green here, and the main campus is right here. So you can basically walk or bike into the city very easily, very fast. Overall, we are a medium-sized city for Germany. We have 250,000 inhabitants, and there is a lot of things going on. It's a very lively city, and it's also a very green city. You can basically also just use public transport to get anywhere you would like to within the city, or bike. So you do not need to own a car, which I personally find very convenient. A few images of our city. Here on the right-hand side, you see one of the research centers at the research airport that is part of the university. On top left, you see the House of Science right here. And then there are a few images of the city as well. For example, here's a picture of the city center with the medieval castle and the lion right here, which is the symbol of our city. Overall, it's a green city as well. I already mentioned that, so lots of outdoor activities as well. If that all sounds to you like something you might be interested in, you also would like to know about the application procedure. The admission is non-restricted. That means we do not look at your grades and rank them, but you need to fulfill a few requirements. Number one, you have to have the German university entrance qualification. That's the same for all universities in Germany. And it depends on where you're from, so what your home country are. And then there are language requirements. For English, you either need to have English as the language of instruction in your school, or you have a language certificate or language exam, for example, TOEFL or IELTS, or anything equivalent. And then for German, you need to have the DSH1 or test of level 3. What's important to know is when you apply, you do not need to prove that by then. And even at the time of the enrollment, you only have to have level A2. And then you show the level, for example, test of level 3 at the end of the third semester. However, I really, really recommend to start with a higher level because it is very demanding. You have all your courses, and on top of that, you do the German classes, and the higher you start with your level, the better. So I would recommend at least to start with level B1, to have that completed. So that gives you some time to actually complete the German requirement by the end of the third semester. And then there is an internship of 8 weeks, a pre-study internship. Again, that can be deferred until the end of the fourth semester, but the more you complete, the better, because then you don't have to do it during your studies. Plus, there will be a 10-week internship coming up later in your program. You find a lot of details about that on our website, so please check it out. And if you have any questions regarding the internship or anything else, please email us. The deadlines is July 15th, or if you're a EU citizen, October 15th. The registration starts June 1st for the winter semester, and there is no Uni Assist, so you register at the university's website, and then you also upload all your documents on that website. So it's all right there. There is an assessment fee of your qualifications that you hand in, because it has to be checked whether it goes with the regulations that need to be met, and that is 75 euros. If you had that already done at some other place, you don't have to pay it again. Overall, the program is tuition free. However, there is a semester contribution of about 370 euros per 6 months. You will have that any German university, and you will get free public transport. You get lots of services on campus, subsidized meals in the cafeteria, things like that. Overall, our international house estimated the cost of living at about 940 euros a month in order to study successfully. However, that obviously depends on your personal standard of living. I think it can be less, it probably can also be more, but overall Braunschweig is rather affordable. So if you compare rents, for example, then Braunschweig is not that expensive for German standards when you compare it to other cities. If you have questions about scholarships or other financial aids, please also check out the website mentioned here. And I hope to be able to answer all of your questions today. Obviously, 15 minutes is not a long time to break everything down in much detail. If you get the follow-up email and you get this presentation, there's also slides included about the curriculum for the different specializations. So, for example, if you're interested in sustainable mobility, you will find a curriculum divided up into 6 semesters, what it might look like, and the same for the other 2 as well. You also find it on our website if you want to check it out right after this. So yeah, for now, thank you very much. Yeah, I hope to be able to answer all your questions. And otherwise, please feel free to email us later on. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Krista, for the details. Dear all, the info package and some more details about the program are in chat. And if you already know that you want to apply to this program, the application page is also there, so feel free to save that. Now I'll share my screen and give the mic to the second program in mechanical engineering, to Professor Dr. Michael Koch, who will be talking about the bachelor's in mechanical engineering, and again the location for Hochschule Nürnberg, Technische Hochschule Nürnberg, and the
okay, I hope you can see my screen now. Yeah, well, welcome from my side as well. I'm Michael. I'm a Vice Dean of the Faculty of Mechanical Engineering in Nuremberg in Bavaria. So what we will talk about, or I will talk about in the next few minutes, is about our location, about the university itself, and especially about the program. And then we can talk about your questions at the end, I think. Yeah, location. Nuremberg is, as I said before, in Bavaria. So we are just in the middle of Europe, and we've got a metropolitan region here, which is quite big, about 3 million inhabitants overall. A few cities belong to this region, and Nuremberg is not this much. It's about 500,000 inhabitants. So we are a quite old university. We are quite old city. So we are the university where Mr. Ohm invented the Ohm's law. And yeah, this is where we've got our technical background from. We are located just in the middle of the city. There is a recreation area with a lake and with a river nearby. So it's a real nice surrounding around the university. We've got different campuses around the city, but mechanical engineering is just located on the main campus. That means in the historical buildings here, you can see our castle on the sky here, and this is the university buildings. So you can walk to the city, and it's quite nice surrounding here. I've got a few impressions from Nuremberg for you. So this is a medieval city, 1,000 years old, and we are just a part of it. This is the main castle, which is a main attraction for all tourists, but it's not too far away from our university. So you can see it in this picture here. This is the castle, and this is one of the higher buildings of a university. So it's just a few minutes walk to the city center. Yeah, our university, we are a quite big university of applied sciences in Bavaria. We offer different kind of programs, from technical programs, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, and so on, to medical study programs and business programs as well. We have 13 faculties, and overall about between 12,000 and 14,000 students at all. We offer bachelor programs, as this one here, but we offer master programs, of course, as well. And a year ago, I think we got the grant to give a PhD. That means we've got a few PhD programs as well. So you can see it here. Faculties are just straight through the different kinds of study programs which are thinkable, which is very nice because you can do lots of subjects nearby, whatever you like. And we're a big university of applied sciences. That means every lecture, every course is running in every year. So our students are, of course, in the main field from engineering sciences, but we've got economics as well, which is a quite big part. And as you can see, since about, I would say, 2 years' time, medical sciences, health sciences, and so on. Yeah, we are quite strong in research as well. The second strongest university in Bavaria about doing research projects together with the industry. As a university of applied sciences, our focus is not on doing base research work. We are doing projects together with the industry, and we are working on the everyday industry problems. We are trying to solve these problems, and this is where our research programs are coming from. So as I said before, we can we can give a PhD now, and so you can make a bachelor degree at our university. You can get a master's degree and a PhD in the end as well. We've got lots of companies which are cooperating with our university. Some of them are international and some of them are quite local ones, but that's not so important. The most important thing is that we will need these companies because as a university of applied sciences, we have an internship in our curriculum, whole semester. I will point it out later on, and we will need these companies for our practical training. So what's about our bachelor's program, mechanical engineering? So to say it in a sentence, it's just a very widespread program, and in the end you focus on simulation and calculation, but in the main fields of mechanical engineering you will get everything you need for your further studies or for your work. So we've got a 7-semester entirely English study program. 7 semesters means 210 ECTS. That's a thing which is different from universities. When you want to make a master at the university, the master's programs are always 4 semesters long, and with our university it's only 3 semesters for the master. So as I said before, we've got a engineering education and mechanical engineering, and we focus on simulation in the later semesters. So you will see it when I talk about modules and subjects. Our main focus is to get our students trained for the German job market. That means the German labor market. You can work directly in Germany when you finish your studies, your bachelor studies at our university, and we will have a language program for you in German in our curriculum as well. We start in every winter semester, so the application period starts in May, and yeah, it will run until middle of July, I think. We limited our capacity to 50 students a year, 50 plus minus 5 students, I would say. We are running in the moment, we're running with about 45 students a year, and we will limit it up to 50 students per year. So a short overview over the curriculum here. You see semesters 1 to 7 on the left hand side, and here we've got the different modules or subjects. As you can see, it's quite a widespread a very good based mechanical engineering program with mechanics, physics, and material science, engineering design, going to different semesters. In later semesters, you get other things like fluid mechanics, thermodynamics, heat transfer, and so on. And in the first 4 semesters, you've got a very strong impact on language. So there are 6 hours language training in German in every semester. In the end of the 4th semester, you should be on the German level B2. That means you can go to the industry, to an international company or to a local company, whatever you like, and you can do your internship. The internship means you go to the industry for 1 semester, you work there, you get money there, and you come to the university once a week to get some additional modules, such like research methods and cross-cultural training, for example. Okay, and then when you come back for the 6th semester, you can choose from different modules here in our electives area, and you have a specialization on simulation. That means different equations, finite element analysis, engineering design, and so on. And in the end, you will do your bachelor thesis inside the university or outside in a company. This is the normal way. Most of our students go to a company and do their bachelor thesis in the company. Okay, and then you're finished here. You can go on with your master studies at our university, at any university in Germany or Europe. And after that, you can, of course, attend a PhD course if you want to join. Yes, about tuition fees, we had a discussion here in the Q&A section. Per semester, we've got tuition fees of about 500 euros for students from outside the European Union. And the semester fee, which every student has to pay, is in the moment 72 euros per semester. When you make your application, you have to pay 50 euros to get all your documents certified and so on. So this is a thing you only have to pay once. Of course, you have to care for some further costs for, I wrote here, a flat, insurance, and other living expenses. So Nuremberg is quite big city. In German scales, a big city. And so it's not so cheap to live there, but there are lots of student rooms. You can get rooms from the student union, for example, but there are very many private accommodations as well for students and shared flats, for example. Okay. Yes, how to apply. As I said before, it's starting in May. We've got a application platform. You can do it online. You can do everything online in this process. So this is our webpage here, and we have a study section, and you can just go there. You can say, well, I want to apply for the program. I can give you a short hint here. Let's see it in a live system. Okay, that means this is the English-speaking web page, and here on the study you've got application process and application periods and what you need as requirements. And when you go to the process, you can directly see the steps you have to do. You have to make a login on the application platform, and then you can do you can upload all your documents and so on. I think you don't even have to hand in paper documents. It's all a digital way of applying. Okay. Yes. The system for application is called StudyOhm, and it's starting 2nd of May. So we will have a look at your documents, and you will get a feedback as soon as possible. When you will get your documents at a later time. That means you didn't finish your school studies, for example. You can hand in these documents later on. This is no problem. Just open a application. That means you're in the system. Okay, and then you will get your enrollment. You can enroll in the university, and that's it in the end. Special requirements for admission at our university. So for the study program Mechanical Engineering, you will need university entrance qualification. I think this is clear. So depending on the country you're from, you need A level, or you need your school documents and 1 or 2 years of studies in your home country. Then you need a APS when you are from India. That means when your school qualification is from India. This is done from the German embassy in India. Language certificate in German with a level A1, for example, Goethe-Zertifikat or anything like that. And English level certificate B2. So there are a few recommendations. We've got it on our webpage, but I think this is clear. Additional, you will need a SAT or you will need a Test AS. This is just the German version of the SAT with the modules Core Test and Engineering module. And yeah, there is a minimum point number you will need. I think in the moment it's about 1,050 points. You have to hand in a curriculum vitae and a letter of motivation, and that's it. So if you don't have all the documents in the beginning, just open up an application and hand in the documents later on. Okay, the language skills have to be shown at the application, so you cannot hand in your language skills later on. You have to upload English B2 and German A1 at the beginning of the application. Okay, so this is a link for the entrance qualification requirements. You can check it here, depending on your home country or where you make your school studies. And this is our team behind the Mechanical Engineering study program. The study program management is done by Daniela. Daniela Geibel is very good available when you take this email address here. The head of the degree program is Mr. Swanson. He's from the US, and he's doing lectures in engineering design and material sciences, for example. Yes, and Mr. Boy, he's chairman of the examination board. Here you can hand in things later on. I didn't highlight it because I think when you take this first email address here, this is the most important address. You will get any other informations you will need. So this is it. I think questions we can do later on. I will go to the Q&A section and answer a few questions, and the rest you can do in the end. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Professor, for the details and the great presentation. Dear attendees, a few additions regarding the APS. I don't know if somebody from Vietnam or China is also attending. You will also need APS alongside to ones applying from India. And the application portal and the email address from Diana is also in
Daniela,
chat.
exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
Daniela. So they are already in chat. And I also wrote a few more things. Anabin database, where you can check your high schools if it's equivalent to German or not. And some more articles already in chat. So just make sure you copy things, because if you don't want to wait until Monday where you receive the slides, you can already have them ready. All right. Thank you very much again, Professor, for all the details you've shared. Now I would like to share my screen. And let's move to the northern part of Germany, to Hamburg. from where we have Professor Dr. Robert Seyfried, who will be talking about Bachelor Engineering Sciences, Bachelor of Science program. As always, quick look of the program is available now. And yeah, the mic is yours.
Yes. Okay. 1 second. And no. So now it should work. So thank you very much. I also want to welcome you. My name is Robert Seyfried. I'm the program director of the Engineering Science Bachelor program and also the dean of the School of Multidisciplinary Studies at our university. I also mentioned on this slide here my deputy Alexander Held. If you write emails to us, he will be the one who mostly answers the email. What will I talk about here? First, I will present our university and a little bit Hamburg, then what we expect from our students and what we are targeted for, then more about our course specifics, and then some formal stuff and further information. So our Hamburg University of Technology, our short form is TUHH. HH is in Germany the short form for Freie und Hansestadt Hamburg. And what can we say? We are modern, we are relatively young, mid-sized technical research university. We were founded in 1978, and we offer bachelor, master, and PhD programs. Like the other ones, we are a public university in Hamburg. We have the University of Hamburg. They have everything but engineering. And we are the Hamburg University of Technology. We have engineering and a little bit management. But we collaborate so that the non-engineering part, sometimes you can attend classes at the other university. From the size, we are have 110 professors and about 7,300 students currently, where we have a part of 22% international students. Every year we have about 1,100 graduates. Of these, we have about 90 PhDs per year. So just to give you an impression of our university, we are a nice campus university. You see on the left side this map, and basically from top to bottom, that's south to north, basically, you can basically walk within 10 minutes. And that's a nice thing. Everything is really close on campus. So you walk over, you can see your professors or lecturers or even the president and the cafeteria and ask questions. And that's one of the nice things of a university of this size. We have here our main building, just to give an idea of our campus, which is an old barrack, which was completely redone, very modern now. This is the middle part of our main auditorium. You might see on the sides this graffiti. This is not vandalism, this is art. And we have our biggest lecture room, which is relatively big, but it's more for the German-speaking programs. Of course, we have a cafeteria in the middle, basically where everybody meets, staff, students, and professors at lunchtime. Very nice. We have in the middle of the campus a very nice lake. And in summer, we have all the students' organization, which basically have barbecues nearly every weekend, every day. Sometimes you could think of that if there's no rain. We have also student activities, like we have a Formula student racing team. And of course, Germany is football country. Hamburg has a first and second league team. We have a robot cup team, so where students basically program these robots and compete. Just to give you an idea about our campus and campus life. I said we are a research university, so we have a lot of research facilities where our students will then later, during the bachelor thesis, then also work. Just a few examples, the picture on the left, this is from process and chemical engineering. Down here, we have a hexapod from a testing of aviation parts. This in the middle, that's actually my lab. We have a vacuum and a water tank for underwater robotics. We have aircraft and maritime institutes there. So we have a wind tunnel for these applications. And down here, another lab from our colleagues from chemical and bioprocess engineering, just to give you an idea what's all on this campus. Well, Hamburg, you saw, that's very much in the north of the city. We are the second largest city in Germany. Only Berlin is bigger. And if you look here on that map of the city, we basically have three parts. This nice building here on the top, this is City Hall. Hamburg is a very proud old trading city, so they are proud that the City Hall is bigger than Buckingham Palace. We have in the middle the harbor. We are the second largest harbor in Europe, and that's basically where the wealth of the city comes from. It's the trading. And our university, you see, is south of the city, south of the harbor here in the district of Harburg. Today, Hamburg is the #3 aviation hub worldwide. So we have Airbus over here, and we have a strong field in aviation at our university. So we have colleagues which have their offices and labs right next to the Airbus manufacturing field. Basically, you see this nice airplane sometimes flying over Hamburg, flying to Finkenwerder. This is basically from Airbus, the main production facility for the A320 line. We also have Lufthansa Technik and another big other players in the aviation world in Hamburg. Other industry in Hamburg is maritime technology, renewable energies, and medical engineering. And the city prouds itself to have more canals and bridges than Venice and Amsterdam combined. And if you see these nice lakes, so in summer they are full with people on paddling and having a good time. People from Hamburg, I must say, I'm not originally from Hamburg, they say it's Germany's most beautiful city. And I say, yes, as long as it's not raining, in summer, very beautiful. You see here our concert hall in the harbor. So that's a little bit about the city. So let's talk about some targets for our students. Well, you're interested in engineering, so I don't have to convince you why engineering is great, but there's so much going on at the moment. Renewable energies is one of the main focus of our university. There's a lot of going on. Autonomous driving, I would say autonomous robotics, great field, 3D printing, where a big Fraunhofer Institute is in Hamburg. Electromobility, we have very modern transportation concepts. Is it in the air, on water, and so on? Medical technologies, and also the combination with digitalization and the internet. And all this are great examples what you can do later with a degree in engineering. And just to give an idea what we think of an engineer is the spiritual parent of technical systems. And three keywords are: we use scientific knowledge, mathematics, and technical principle to get products for the benefit of mankind. And important for engineer, we get a lot of together with computer scientists more and more, and that also reflects our program. But basically, when you're still interested to build something which you can hold in your hand, even if it includes a lot of the software, then it's still an engineering product. What we are not engineers, that's just to clarify, we are not the technicians who repairs or build stuff on their own, and we are not normally the tricky offender, inventor who does stuff. You might be an inventor at the end, but that's not the main thing of being an engineer. So there are three components in engineering, or to become an engineer, being an engineering student. That's understanding of technical relationships. So that's an interest in technology. You wouldn't be here if you're not, but also in applied natural sciences, ability to understand connectional processes. Very important for us is mathematics. We must be able to calculate relationships, to perform computer simulation, and also to program algorithms for simulation, but also for control. That's basically in every field nowadays. And important are analytical concepts and logical thinking. And these are basically three components what you have to have as an engineer, and so an engineering students. And an engineering program, and also of our philosophy is that at the beginning of the engineering degree program, the whole thing is primarily a training course for analytical, logical, and critical thinking independently what you want, in which field you want to work later. And there we come to our core specifics of our structure. We must say this program, we have equivalent German-speaking program, which runs for over 30 years with excellent results. Lots of professors also originated out of there. A lot of people in industry attended this program. We started the English-speaking program, completely English-speaking, about 5 years ago. It's an international engineering degree program. Last semester, we had 64 enrollments from 31 countries. We are a 7-semester program with 200 credits, and we basically have 3 main components. First, we have a basic training in the core components which are basically common to all engineering disciplines. That's mathematics, engineering mechanics, computer science, control, electrical engineering, physics, chemistry, basic material science. So from this, you will have a very good foundation. After that, you will specialize on one engineering field. That's a specialization. We also have a high portion of practice by internships, which are included in our program. And here you see our study program. So the yellow parts are the core subjects. They are completely taught in English. So you see chemistry, electrical engineering, physics, mathematics. We have a very strong mathematics core with 4 modules in this. And then in the 3rd semester, you start slowly to pick one of your specializations. At the end, you will have an internship and a bachelor thesis. So which areas can you pursue here? We have 9 ways. 6 of them are purely English speaking, so there are no German requirements. So this is advanced materials, chemical and bioprocess engineering, data science, information and communication systems, mechanical engineering and management, and mechatronics. We have 3 other ones where you need German knowledge on B2 level. And yeah, that's basically the decision also a little for you, which knowledge of German you have. For application, I say it already, you do not need any German knowledge. English is sufficient. For each of the specializations, we have at our university a consecutive master degree programs, which are also then taught in English. Well, we have 2 internships. The first one is a basic internship, which basically should be done before the studies, but it can be deferred to a later point. But we recommend this. This is a German tradition in engineering programs to do this before. This is basically you can do in your home countries. It is about learning how is a company looking from inside on the factory floor, we call it the engine room of a company. It's important for us because you will later be the boss of these people. So it's good to know what these people think also about engineers. And at the end, we have an advanced internship. That's basically you do then real engineer works of an engineer, basically also in a company. Now, let me come to some further information. We have a course webpage. You find all information basically there. Everything, we have frequent asked questions, descriptions of our different specializations, and so on. We have a housing office, but here we have to say very clearly, housing situation in Hamburg is challenging. It's a very popular city to live and work. So situation is challenging and not cheap. But our experience was students find something at the end. However, there's limited housing on campus or public housing for students. But we have some support here to give information where to find housing. About application procedure, you find here, there is a step-by-step tutorial, what to do for application. It's online from June 1st to July 15th. Most important is a foremost university entrance exam. And if your high school leaving certificate is enough or you need more, you can check on this Anabin website, which was mentioned already before. Language requirements, you can look here also on our website. Here for application, basically, you do not have to prove anything. For enrollment later, you have to prove then that you have sufficient English knowledge, and there you normally have to show something like TOEFL test or IELTS test, and you will find this on also our website. Some more information you can find here for financing your studies. There are no general tuition fees, however, there are semester fees about 350, 370 euro, which includes also for the reduction for food in the cafeteria and so on. That's basically our program. If you are interested in this, please visit our website. If you have questions, we have here the website. If it's specific to the contents, please write to iv-es-info@𝘗𝘢𝘳𝘵𝘯𝘪𝘯𝘨. That's what we, Dr. Held and I will answer. If it's about the application enrollment process, we are not involved in this. Please write to our admission office at study@𝘗𝘢𝘳𝘊𝑥. This is the end of my presentation. I thank you and hope that some of them I will then see maybe in fall or a year later on campus.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Professor, for all the details. Dear attendees, as always, links, emails, you can find them in chat. And yeah, thank you very much for the presentation. Now, last but not least, we have Professor Dr. Thomas Kilb, who will be talking about another Bachelor's Engineering, Mechanical Engineering from Kaiserslautern University, University of Applied Sciences, and we are moving all around Germany today, so.
Thank you very much for having the possibility to present here our study program. First, I would like to present say some points, main points concerning the location and the university itself. So we have three sites in Kaiserslautern, Zweibrücken, and Pirmasens. Overall, we have about 6,200 students in 5 faculties and covering about 70 study programs. So, concerning the location, we are here in the southwest of Germany, so near to the border to France or Luxembourg. So we have about 1 hour by train to Frankfurt, and there's a high-speed train to Paris, which takes about 2 hours. So we're here in this location here. Here's Kaiserslautern, here is Pirmasens, and here's Zweibrücken. So stepping over to our study program, we understand mechanical engineering as the process from the first idea to the final product. This means we are starting normally in the digital world, starting to design or getting ideas, building up solutions for technical problems. Then we have to produce them, plan the production. We have to test them on a test rig, virtually or physically, and at the end we have a final product. And the range of products is very high. So in principle, mechanical engineering appears in all kinds of products, from the smallest one to the largest one. Our study program, there's some words about this. We have a period of study of 7 semesters, this means 3.5 years, consisting of 6 lecture semesters and 1 semester for the internship and the bachelor thesis. Many students combine this to an industry compatible package. Normally, our students are doing their bachelor thesis in industry, and many companies expect that students stay at least half a year in the company, and so it's a very good option to combine this internship and the bachelor thesis. Regular start is in winter semester, but we also offer the possibility to start in summer. There are some small disadvantages because the lectures of the first, or not all lectures of the first semester are offered in this summer semester, but we doing this since years in all of our study programs, and we define a specialized study plan and it worked each time we tried. We also have an internship about 6 weeks. Here I recommend to do this internship in your home country. If this is not possible, you have the possibility to do this internship during the first 3 semesters. We have contact to a large number of companies here, so this is also an option to do this internship here in Germany. Concerning semester fees, we have no dedicated tuition fees. We have only a social fee of about 290 euro per semester. Here we have a reduced price for the canteen. A ticket for public traffic is included and some additional points. So which is not mentioned on the slide here is the cost of living. It's very low because we are a smaller city. It's about 700 euro per month, include all kind of costs. Degree is Bachelor of Engineering, and in addition, we also offer a master program, complete in English. This means if you pass your bachelor degree at our university, you can directly step over to the master program and complete your whole study in English at our university. So I talked about the process from the first idea to the final product, and in the last years there are a lot of topics popping up in mechanical engineering, also which are not a core competency in mechanical engineering, like simulation, VR, robotics, AR, big data, and so on. And this means it's very difficult to handle this large amount of topics in one study book. Because of this, we decided to allow to define a flexible program. This means we offer core specializations like product development, production technology, and process engineering. And in addition, there is a possibility to define the specialization directly by the student, by himself. So, concerning the study content, we offer the courses, the general courses in both languages, so fully in German or fully in English. It's about 120 credits, and after this, the specialization starts. Here we offer 3 German specializations in general mechanical engineering, production technology, and process engineering. 1 English specialization is in digital product development. It's complete in English, and the last one is this flexible specialization. We call it engineering, and here you can select German or also English modules. In principle, for starting your study program at our university, you don't have to need any German language requirements. So but you have the possibility to take part on German courses and to get B2 level after 1.5 years. Yes, and if you get B2 level, you have the option to use or to select German courses in engineering, or to switch over in a German specialization. So that's an option. But if not, you can also choose the specialization digital product development and continue your study program completely. And at the end, there is an internship and a bachelor thesis, which is about 30 years. Here's this overview of our specializations. So general mechanical engineering is in principle a very broad specialization, have a focus on powertrain systems and vehicle system, car systems, automotive systems. We have process engineering covering the chemical and process technology. Here we have a very large cooperation which a company called BASF. It's about 50 kilometers from Kaiserslautern, and we also have a lot of students from them. We have the English specialization, digital product development, focusing on simulation methods and also digital processes in companies. And we have production technology also. In the specialization engineering, students have the possibility to choose modules in sum of 54 credits out of all modules in our study program, in our department, but also in other departments. This means they can freely define their own specialization basing on their requirements they would like to, or the knowledge they want to have at the end of the study. And here more and more students are choosing this possibility to have a very high flexibility in the Coming back to mechanical, our standard program in mechanical engineering, it's in digital product development. And here you have a rough overview. We also have, like the other university, have the basics, mathematics, chemistry, physics, and mechanics. And then we have some additional topics, thermodynamics, and so on. All these are basics, which are necessary for an engineer to know. And we have the part of the specialization. This is this blue green color here in for example, engineering materials and mechatronic systems, multi-body systems, all kind of simulation parts like CFD and so on. Here you have a rough overview of these modules. We are starting with a very small, very a kind of overview module, teaching the overall processes which are used in companies in the context of digital product development, and then we are going into the details into CFD, FAA, and so on. This is one project we are doing, and this specialization is in development of an walking robot. So students are starting from scratch. This is just a physics model. They have to do a mechanical design and also a mechatronic design of the whole robot. And at the end, they have this solution which they can also simulate in our system environment. So this means at the end, this robot should work. Concerning double degrees, we also offer the possibility to choose, instead of a specialization, a study, 2-semester study at a partner university. Here we have contracts with universities in China, Finland, and Sweden. So this is also an option. This means the 60 ECTS, which are used for the specialization, can be passed on at a partner university. So now I would step over to some general topics. First, concerning internationalization, we have about 24% international students from about 80 countries, and they are mainly in our international programs and in our double degree programs. Concerning the regions, so we have many students from Asia, here India, China. This is Malaysia and Indonesia, I think. Then from Africa, Cameroon, we have a lot of students because there's a very large community from Cameroon students in Kaiserslautern, and so there are each year new students from Cameroon. And also the other European countries, also Turkey, is also a focus of our students. So we offer a lot of possibilities to assist international students. We have an international office who supports the students. In each department is one professor who is responsible for the care about the foreign students. We have on-site support. We have very deep contact before arrival. We have a lot of information material you find on our webpage. And also we have a welcome event at all of our university locations. This is in collaboration with our, it's called Student Colleague. This is a kind of entry program for foreign students who are not able to start directly into our standard study programs. In addition, we have a lot of excursions, celebrations, city trips, and so on. For this, we got also an DAAD prize for the excellence and of our program. And one point I've already mentioned is concerning our language program. So we offer German language courses to enable you to learn the German language. And this is, in my point of view, mandatory if you want to work in Germany, that at least at the end of your study program, you should be able to speak German if you want to stay in Germany. Okay, that's all from my side. Thank you very much for your time. And if there are any questions, don't hesitate to ask directly in the chat, or you can also send an email to me if you need further information. So, thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. I hope everybody can hear me because I was disconnected from the audio, but I think so. All right, wonderful. Thank you very much for the presentation. And dear guests, also thank you for already taking the questions in Q&A. 19 of them are already answered, so I will just voice a few of them that were frequently asked, and then probably Professor Kilb also wants to mention it because it was also part of his presentation. And just to start with, I see Professor Seifried wants to answer one live, which is about the amount of students in the classes. So feel free, go ahead. I will just read it out. How many students does TUHH accept for the engineering science program per year?
It's about 70. That's what we aim for, 70.
Mm. Maybe let's generalize this one, and maybe we could once again go as a round. And Krista, you could also mention that's from Braunschweig.
Yes, thank you. Hold on. No, thank you. Yeah, for us it's non-restricted. So once you fulfill the requirements, then you're in. At the moment, there are between 20 and 30 students who actually start the program. We have room for a few more, so at this point in time, it's not restricted.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. And Professor Kilb for the program.
Yes, so we have normally our standard programs, so about 40 and 50, between 40 and 50 students. So our English program has just started last year, end of year last year. This means we currently have smaller groups, but I think in 1 year we have the same size of groups. Normally we have an internal limit of 60 students. If we have more than 60 students, we try to share the group, to have smaller groups to teach.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. Today, a big topic was internship, pre-study, post-study, during study, and I saw a lot of questions about that in chat, and all of you also addressed this point in your presentations, what kind of requirements you have. And I also see the point why people are worried, because not in all countries it's common practice to have internship after high school right away. Yeah, that's why people are kind of worried about this. And when registering for today's session, we also received multiple questions about internships. So just to give the hope to all applicants, to all that are finalizing their high schools right now. Dear attendees, first of all, we mentioned Anna Bin a few times before we touch upon the ONIAS's this internship point. I also wrote for you a DAD link in chat, which is really easy, and also it's in English. And you can then navigate why it's easier, because you can find the name of the university or qualification you have the same weight in your home country, so you don't need to translate it to German or English, and so it's easier. And then this system will tell you, do you need if you have direct access to a study program, to the bachelor's, or not. And if not, then do you need a Studienkolleg, because this was also a question today, or you can do a 1 year of home university studies, and then already will have a direct access to the relevant program. So this is really easy. It takes a few minutes, and you will definitely know how you can apply. The last program that was presented, yeah, go ahead. Okay, the last program that was presented today has deadline 31st of May, and it's done through UniAssist. So please note that in this case, you will need to have already your high school diploma. So it's not like when you apply for masters, you can apply with preliminary transcript. So in this case, it will not work. You need to already have finalized your high schools to apply for the program. So this is also something to note. Now back to internships. Dear all, please, let's give hope. If it's okay to apply without internship, you did mention, but just to wrap it up once again, and once there is an internship, pre-internship requirement, and during studies internship, how it is, and do you also assist or students already, your future students, in finding one? So just a brief comment about this worrying topic today. Maybe we could start with Krista.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Well, for the pre-study internship, you can apply without, and then you have to complete it by the end of the 4th semester. You will not earn any credit points for it because it is a pre-internship, or a pre-study internship, I should say. You can also complete that in your home country, or you can already complete 4 weeks and then defer 4 more weeks. So you have part of it already done. And I think the important thing is to send us, there's lots of information. It should be in the metal industry, for example. So please check our website beforehand, because it has very detailed information what we're looking for. And you can send us an email and ask, will this be accepted? So check back with us beforehand, and then my colleagues who handle all the internships will check it. They answer emails pretty fast usually, and then they can say, yeah, go ahead. That's the first one. And then the 10-week internship is during your studies. You will earn 10 credit points of the 180. So that's part of your program, actually. Again, this is something that will be pre-checked. So when you upload the fact that you want to study, that you want to do the internship, then we will check beforehand whether this is okay for an engineering internship, yes or no. Students find this independently, but you can check, for example, the list that we have there of internships that have already been done. But we will not find an internship for you. This has to be done by you, but then you can see the list of industries or organizations or whatever. Yeah, It would be outside of the university, though.
Yeah, thank you very much. For TUHH, you also mentioned 2 options, long and a shorter internship. Could you also brief on that?
It's very similar as in Braunschweig. The first one is a prerequisite, and it's really working in a company, in a floor, on a construction site. And that's something really you can also do in your home country, and you can split it up, as Frau Heller said, basically very similar. The only difference is we even give you, even it's a prerequisite, we give you very long time until you prove that you have done it, basically. Six semester. The last one is the final internship, which is mostly no problem. A lot of students find that relatively good, since they are doing engineering jobs, and at least so far we hardly, even during COVID, had no problems that they find some internship on that.
Thank you. And Professor Kilp?
Yeah, here at our university is also very similar. So the only difference, I think, is the timeline. So we request 6 weeks as an pre-entry requirement, and this must be passed till the end of the 3rd semester. And it's normally, if possible, students should do it in the home country. I think it's maybe easier to find a company, but also in the region of Kaiserslautern are also lots of companies offering this kind of internships. But it's ought to be assist if there are really problems. If students, for example, can't finalize their internship till the end of the third semester, we find a solution in normal way. The second internship is just before the bachelor thesis, and because of the possibility to combine this with the bachelor thesis, it's normally no problem to find a company. They, as I said before, many companies expect that students are at least half a year in the company, because 3 months are too less, because they have to become familiar with the topic, and maybe need about 4 or 6 weeks to become familiar with the topic of the bachelor thesis, and there's too less time. And so they can use their internship just to become familiar with the company, with the topic of the bachelor thesis, and then start over directly to the bachelor thesis. And so finding is not a problem, and in many cases, this internship is also paid from the company.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the answers.
Maybe one additional comment from my side. So we also offer a dual study program combined with companies. And a lot of companies are looking for students, even if they have already started their study at our university. And this is also another option to get a kind of recognition of these internships, because if a student is switching to this dual program, automatically all internships are recognized because of their work in the company.
Thank you. So a lot of information was shared today. Dear attendees, you have enough time now to think through, again, check out the program pages carefully and start preparing for your application. Even